In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make my standard Novella rose. It's quite simply a book page paper rose set on a wooden stem, and you can customise it however you like, but this is just my basic rose. So to make it you will need to have a wooden stem. I like to use the wooden kebab sticks, but you can also use regular garden sticks as well. You'll need some thread, just regular sewing thread, and it doesn't matter what colour either. You'll need some scissors and an old book. And you'll also want some regular PVA glue and some wallpaper paste. Now the link for mixing up the wallpaper paste is in the video description, so do go take a look. You'll also need the flower template, and again you can download this from my website. Just look for the link in the video description and you want flower petal template number 1. So to start with, you'll need to tear 4 pages from your chosen book. Then make sure that the pages are nicely aligned and then fold them in half. Line your template up to the edge of the text on the page. Now I like to leave a few millimeters gap at the bottom, but simply cut around your template. Now each cut will give us 8 petals, and we need 21 petals to make this rose. And so I find if I cut 3 times from a book page, and it will give us a few spares, which is great because spares always come in handy, especially when you've got just half a little bit of text on a petal. So once we've cut our petals, we want to lay them out in front of us in 3 rows of 6 petals. Any with a blank side I just put on the spares pile. And then I put 2 extra petals to the right hand side. So I'll put a little bit of wallpaper paste on one of the spare petals, and you kind of want to curl it inwards so that we make a little cone shape with a point on one end and an opening on the other. And then pop in your wooden stick, give it a little squeeze. And then using your thread, just bind it into place. 5 or 6 twists of the thread and you can bring it down to the bottom of the petal. So at this stage what I like to do is pop a blob of wallpaper paste on all of the petals in front of us. Wallpaper paste just bonds with the paper and the fibres and gives the rose a really good hold. So take your first petal and you want to align it at the bottom with the petal on the stem, and then just wrap it around. Take your thread and wind it 2 or 3 times to secure the petal in place. And then the next petal we want to place directly opposite. Just give it a little pinch and wind the thread around. So for all the rest of the petals, we want to align the new petal with the very edge of the previous petal, and then wind 2 or 3 times between placement of each petal. And we just continue doing this for all of the petals in front of us. It doesn't matter if there's no writing on the underside of the petals, because when we open up the rose at the end, you'll just see all the text. Try to make sure that your petals are all aligning at the top as well. And this is the basis for most of my book page roses. And if you go and have a look at my playlists, you'll see I have several craft tutorials now. And once you've got to grips with this one, you can pretty much make most of my floral arrangements. So don't forget to subscribe, because I'm still plodding through tutorials for all of my different floral arrangements, and whether you want to make them for your friends or your family, for your wedding, or just to sell, that's fine by me. So once we get to the very last petal, add it in the same way. And what I like to do is just tease open the petals to make the rose look a little bit more fuller. Now set that aside to dry. We don't want to move on to the next stage until the rose and the wallpaper paste is completely dry. So once it is dry, you can attach the florist tape, and simply do this by pushing it over the end of the wooden stem and twisting it around on itself so that it catches. And you can simply just wind it up to the base of the flower head. Snip it off at about 10 centimeters and then keep rolling upwards, and we want to make sure that we've covered all of that bunchy thready bit underneath the rose. I like to put a little bit of PVA glue just on the underside of the rose, just to make sure that the florist tape really adheres and isn't going to come loose. And that is basically my standard Novella rose, and like I said, once you've mastered this, you can pretty much make most of my arrangements. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future videos, and do check out my video description for my current YouTube video schedule. Thanks for watching.